The item number 6 is presentation of the business statement for the third week by the chairman of the committee. Chairman, will you please present the business statement?
Right Honorable Speaker, your committee met yesterday, Thursday, 12 February 2026, and arranged the business of the House for the third week ending Friday, 20th of February 2026. Your committee accordingly submits its report as follows. As usual, Mr. Speaker, you may read available communications to the House. 59 questions will be asked, 1 urgent, 58 will be oral, 11 will be asked of the Minister for Education, 4 Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, 11 Minister for Roads and Highways, 9 Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, 9 Minister for Interior, and 15 questions will be asked of the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. Mr. Speaker, statements pursuant to Order 91-2 may be made by Ministers of State, and also members may make statements in accordance with Order 93. Bills, papers, and reports according to Order 179 may also be laid and taken. Urgent ones can be taken pursuant to Order 160. Motions may be debated and consequential resolutions, if any, taken. Mr. Speaker, once again, we urge the leadership of committees to pay attention to our call to bring their various referrals for us to take those referrals. We indicated that starting from next week, we will do mandatory taking of reports. We would schedule you, and then you must mandatorily bring your report so that we take it. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Order 2162 and subject to Order 67, the committee submits to the House the order in which the business of the House shall be taken during this week. Thank you.
Honourable members, business statement ably presented by the chairman of the business committee in the person of Majority Leader and Leader of Government Business. It's now time for your comments. Yes, I recognize Deputy Minority Chief Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to draw the Majority Leader's attention to the fact that if next week you can program the minister who is responsible for the cocoa board, the CEO, the agric minister, because yesterday the minister responsible for finance had announced about policy. Being the people representative, we should be brief that the haircut that is given to the cocoa farmers, the price reduction from 3,625 to some 2,800, about 1,000 Ghana cedi being cut off. So we should be brief. So committee on the whole. So we have these three key people: our Greek minister, the minister responsible for the cocoa board, the CEO for cocoa board, so that we be properly brief on this, because we are hearing a lot of demonstration that is coming up from the cocoa farmers. They are unhappy about it. People representatives haven't been briefed. We don't know what actually is going on, so that if the minister can be summoned to brief us on the committee on the whole, because Majority Leader, the situation is very bad. Yesterday, a lot of people are even going to lose their life as a result of what the government did. People have lost confidence in even farming in cocoa, and people are very sick about this whole issue. It is very, very sad. And as somebody who cares, we should be able to do something with regards to this. Mr. Chairman, it is very important, because yesterday when you hear after the minister's announcement, the reaction is very bad. And we, as representative of the over 30 million Ghanaians, need to be properly briefed. Yesterday, we heard that some people have lost their life as a result of what this government did. So there must be a deliberate thing to be able to deliver. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, with all due respect, our standing orders are very clear. At the time allotted for statements, you can get up to raise an issue of urgent public importance. But when you are called upon to comment on the business statement, your comment should be on the business statement. It will therefore amount to an abuse of the standing orders when the time is not ripe for you to seek leave of the Speaker to bring the attention of the House to a matter of urgent public importance. Instead of commenting on the statement, then you are doing that. Then when it comes to time allotted for statement, where the law allows you so to do, what then are you going to do? Yes, let me hear from Honorable Bajra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the majority leader and the team, the business committee, for putting on this business statement report that there will be first presentation of human sexual rights and family value bills, which was presented as a private member's bill. Mr. Speaker, colleagues from the other side thought that this side of the House will not present this bill. And therefore, I want to commend him highly for adding it to our business and prioritizing it. I just, Mr. Speaker, want to plead with the business committee that this bill, even though it will not go through certificate of urgency, we will take it through all the stages and make sure that it's passed in this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Patrick Yawoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the presentation of the business statement for next week under paragraph 2C is caption statement that Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Order 91-2, ministers of state may be permitted to make statement of government policy. You may also admit statements by honorable members in accordance to Standing Orders 93. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, Standing Order 91-2 talks about a minister of state may make a statement of government policy, and the statement shall be limited to facts which are necessary to be made known to the House. Mr. Speaker, it's on this premise that I support the call by the Deputy Minority Whip that the Honourable Minister for Finance, who has overview of the cocoa sector, and also the Agric Minister and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Cocoa Board, must appear, or the Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, it's very important that the Minister of Finance, who has sectorial overview of the cocoa sector, be made to come to present a statement which will require of you, respectfully, to even call for a committee of the whole on this very important matter. Because, Mr. Speaker, the people of Ashanti region, Volta region, Western region, Central region, Eastern region, Bono, Ahafo, Bono East, are the dominant cocoa producing regions. And if they are facing this issue and they don't hear from the minister, who has sectorial overview of this very important sector, then I think we will not be doing this country any good. So it's very important that programming the business for next week, we thought the business committee led by Honorable Mama Yariga, who pretending not to listen to me, should have programmed the Minister of Finance to appear before the House. I don't know what you went to do at the business committee meeting, Mr. Ayariga. The Minister of Finance must come to brief us about the suffering of the 1 million cocoa farmers in this country. What are you doing, Honorable Ayariga? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Akwasafwa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to draw your attention to Order 216, 2A, and Order 2163. The Speaker, Order 2162 says that, subject to Order 67, the committee shall propose the business of each sitting and the order in which the business is taken, except that the House may determine which matters may properly be introduced in the House at any time. Right Honorable Speaker, Order 2163 also says that the power of the committee in Rule 2A, that is the one I just read, shall not limit the power of the Speaker to propose which matters may be introduced in the House. Right Honorable Speaker, it is within your mandate that in instances where the Business Committee even fails to table a matter for discussions, when the matter is of public importance, and you also believe in same, I am proposing that this cocoa matter is a very serious matter that I am calling on you.
Has been raised at the same day by your two earlier speakers.
Yes.
You don't repeat the same.
Respectfully, when you said that he cannot raise that matter at the time that he made it, then he was supposed to have made it at the time that statements were done. I am drawing your attention.
What you are saying, how different is it from what Honorable Habib and Honorable Buama has said?
No, rather,
and you know that you cannot direct me how a discretion of a speaker is supposed to be exercised.
I'm not doing that. I am just praying you. I am just making an application.
So I'm asking you a question. How different is what you are saying from what has been raised by Honorable Habib and Honorable Patrick Yabuama, drawing the attention of the fact of the leader of government business and the chairman of the business committee to it?
I am also saying that
you are sounding repetitive, so can you resume your seat?
No, hold on.
Honourable member, you are sounding repetitive. Please resume your seat.
My next concern, it's okay. My next concern is that yesterday, right here on this floor, I drew your attention to the fact that I have brought the government communication minister to come here to answer to questions. I was expecting that on the other paper today, it would have been mentioned. It was not mentioned. In fact, I have also gone through the whole of the business statement. The question has also not been stated in the ensuing week.
Honorable,
so I don't know when the government communication minister is
I'm not supposed to be asking you questions. But you know the rules regarding to admission and processing of a question.
Well, let me finish.
So when questions are admitted and transmitted to the table office, and the admission includes your question, and your question has not been captured, what do you do?
Let me finish.
What do you do? Please, kindly resume your seat.
Right Honorable Speaker, I have a third concern.
Please.
I have a third concern.
With all due respect.
You said I should not speak about that. I have a third concern.
Let me hear your third concern.
Yes. My third concern is that last week I was on this floor and I drew your attention to the fact that we wrote a motion. We made an application to the Speaker about the fact that there were tendencies of LGBTQ that have been found in our teacher manuals. In that application, the Right Honorable Speaker referred the matter to the Education Committee. In fact, we followed up with a memo. As we speak, 10 days down the lane, per the standing orders, the committee is having 3 months to be able to report back to the House. In the circumstances, we have to draw in all stakeholders who are involved, like teachers, the Ministry of Education themselves, the Ghana Education Service, TTEL, NACA. And it's going to be a long process. If the Education Committee, as we speak, has not even scheduled for us to be able to take this matter. It is worrisome. And I was expecting that the business committee and
member,
the chair
I'm sorry to say
will
this.
make sure that it is in the business committee.
You
Thank you so much.
are a well-respected lawyer. You have also indicated that by the rules, the committee has 3 months within which to work. And if 10 days along the line, you haven't heard anything from the committee, there are remedial measures that you could take. It's not for you to come to the floor to say it. Without taking those remedial measures, what do you want this floor to do for you? It is entirely in your domain to follow the remedial measures. That is why I indicated clearly that when the procedure is set down for a right to be exercised, and you must follow the procedure in exercising your right. And that is what I have expected you as a lawyer member of parliament to do. That's what we are expected to do. Yes, Honorable Dr. Kabiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to also note with appreciation the work of the Business Committee in rolling out the business for the ensuing week. Mr. Speaker, just like it's an overflock issue, I still think that you should consider it, and I'll join in appealing to you to consider the request by the leader of our side. Mr. Speaker, there is a statement that has been admitted in my name, and I want to thank them because it was an issue I raised last week. And once they have captured it and they have taken into consideration that particular statement, I want to commend them. When the leader of the House was responding to the question, he did not respond last week to that question, so I was worried. But having found it in the statement, I think it's worthy of commending. Mr. Speaker, I have observed one thing. It appears to me that the majority side is now doing more than the minority side. Mr. Speaker, they are in power, they are in government. I expected them to have their issues being addressed to by the government. But they are now resorting to answer questions, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, we are guided by rules. This is a house guided by rules. Show me by the rules that indicates that it is only the minority side that are supposed to ask questions.
Mr. Speaker,
please go by the rules. And if you don't have anything in the rules to do so, kindly take your seats.
Mr. Speaker, I am making a harmless observation, Mr. Speaker. I admit and I concede. I defect to you that the rules actually allow both sides of the House.
Please resume your seat. Yes, leadership of the minority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on page 1 of the business statement, I've noticed that there's a statement that is being made by Honorable Dorcas Afotofi, and if my memory serves me right, on Wednesday there was a presentation of such a statement from one of Adondo. I was wondering if it is proper to admit the statement of the same nature at this point in time. So I was going to appeal to the leader of the House to take that statement off, or I don't understand why we should repeat that statement, because a number of people have been presenting statements on different topics. I'm talking about the statement by Dorcas, page 1. Yes. I think that was done by Honorable Dorio. It was presented by Honorable, and we discussed it. So I don't know.
It's a very good observation. I will then move to Honorable Nochu Koti, give the floor to the majority leader, then we draw the curtains down.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Asafua made an allusion to the Education Committee, that a reference was made to us for which the Education Committee had not acted upon. Yes, we have received the memo from the Deputy Minority Leader. I have spoken with the ranking member, but the issue is that we cannot meet without the Minority Leader, who is the petitioner. So our inability to meet is because the Minority Leader is not available. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I believe strongly that this information could have been made available for him if he had used the rules and what is available, the remedial measures available for him. He would have known the challenge that the committee is facing. Because the committee has a chairman, the committee has a ranking member. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there was a question about members of the majority side asking questions, and you rightly responded. We encourage everybody to ask questions. Your constituents should hear you ask the questions. I believe that whether in government or out of government, every member of parliament here is entitled to ask questions, and when they ask, the ministers are obliged to come and answer. The Minister for Government Communication and the questions that he's supposed to answer, I assure you that I'll follow up and make sure that those questions are relisted so that the Minister will come and then answer them. The issue about repeating statements on gender violence, yeah, we'll address that. The LGBTQ curricular probe request, as indicated by the Speaker, the rules governing how we get things done in this House. So if you have an issue, you go through those rules, you raise them, and then we will address them. And on the issue of cocoa, I believe the Minister has addressed cocoa farmers. Maybe you want him to address members of Parliament, so we can have that discussion with the Minister and see the earliest possible convenient time when he can come and then address members of Parliament. But I can assure you that cocoa farmers have been spoken to directly by the Minister, and the cocoa farmers understand the situation, and it is unpleasant, but cocoa farmers understand the situation. I listened to radio this morning, and the various leaders of the cocoa farmer associations, several of them spoke on radio and indicated that in view of the declining world market price of the commodity, they themselves as farmers know that it will be difficult to get exactly the amount that they were initially promised. And so I believe that the farmers understand, and they are also very excited about the long-term measures that government is putting in place to address systemically the challenges in the cocoa sector. I recall that in this House, time and again, we have raised the issue of cocoa roads and how that has encumbered and burdened the cocoa farmer. And as we heard the Minister of Finance yesterday, all the debt is taken away and then transferred to the Minister for Roads, and therefore Finance Minister will pay that. And then Cocoa Board will remain, we will restructure Cocoa Board and make sure that it is a more efficient and effective organization. And then we will also introduce, financing mechanisms that will allow people to buy into the cocoa sector and then finance the purchase of cocoa beans. We also have a major policy shift in the area of having a percentage of cocoa that must be processed in Ghana, and that will also tie in with job creation and then the expansion of the manufacturing sector in our economy. So it is not just to deal with the current crisis, but looking into the future and finding a solution that addresses systemically and long-term the challenges of the cocoa sector. But the minister will come. I will try and convince him to come. And then, we can all engage in this conversation. It's a national issue, and we represent constituents that are in the cocoa sector. You may think that Boku, we don't grow cocoa, but if you go to the entire country where cocoa is grown, you will find out that many of the farmers there, many of the owners of the small farms are from my constituency. So I can assure you that Boku is as interested in cocoa price as any other member of parliament from any of the southern regions here. I'm a stakeholder in the cocoa industry. That I can tell you in confidence. I can tell you that in confidence that I'm a stakeholder in the cocoa industry. So the minister will definitely come so that he can brief us as well on the measures that government is taking. I do agree with you that it is important, but we needed to respond to the farmers first and then put them at ease and then come to the House and engage the leaders who are in the House. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, once I have taken the leadership, I will not have such a reverse gear. Honourable members, the business statement as presented is hereby adopted. Yes. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, who is also acting as the Minister responsible for Environment, which ministry does not have a deputy, is available to answer questions. Mr. Speaker, the Minister was in South Africa, and I called him from South Africa to come and answer the question. Mr. Speaker, this is how serious this minister is about his job. He was in South Africa attending the Indaba conference, which is an annual mining conference. Indeed, he was the toast of the conference.
Since I don't have a deputy.
He's the toast of the conference.
I'm going to go to the Supreme Court.
He is a minister. He is a minister with a deputy who is not the deputy minister for environment.
Can you imagine? I told my deputy.
So Mr. Speaker, we'll take the questions.
Yes.
Majority Leader, I heard somewhere that the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and then Oversight on Environment came back to Accra on a chartered flight. Is it the case?
Mr. Speaker.
Tell me, I came on a commercial flight with the guys.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Buama is his witness. They flew in together, and he says that Honorable Buama chartered the flight and he joined him.
So once Honorable Buama is a living witness, tell us how you came to the country.
Mr. Speaker,
were you in the country by chartered flight?
Mr. Speaker, I think we should lay some two documents before the questions are taken. Item number 10A, Roman numeral 1 and Roman numeral 2. Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence that we vary the order of business and just lay those and then come back to questions.
Minority, the application is to vary the order of business. To take the item number 10.
Mr. Speaker, we don't have any difficulty on that.
Honourable members, at commencement of public business, presentation of papers. Item number 10A by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the Lands Minister bowed from where he's seated, and it's unacceptable. There was no application for the Deputy Minister to do it on behalf of the Minister, and he's not the Minister, you are the Deputy Minister. Is it the case that you want to overthrow your boss?
Honorable Habib, I think when we make statement on the floor, we want the general public to take us serious. I presided over the House, and over, we indicated and placed on the record that if the minister is not available and the minister has a deputy, the deputy must be here to do the business for and on behalf of the minister. So the fact that the deputy minister is here in that capacity to lay the paper does not mean he's making an attempt to overthrow his minister. We say some things as a joke, but it goes into the record.
Mr. Speaker, not to belittle the point, the paper said by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. Mr. Speaker, I agree that the Deputy Minister under our orders can do so on behalf of the Minister, but it is not automatic. It's not.
You see, I am worried about what you are placing on the record, whether the Deputy Minister is trying to overthrow
Mr. Speaker,
the Minister.
Yes, so withdraw the statement about overthrowing.
Because these things are going into the record. It's going into the Hansard.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader is a very good lawyer. I said, is it the case that, I never said you want to, I said, is it the case that you want to overthrow it? It's a question.
We are withdrawing. Is it the case?
Yeah, I'm withdrawing it. Mr. Speaker,
That statement that is the case that the Deputy Minister of Energy and Green Transition is trying to overturn the minister is accordingly ordered to be expunged from the record. Yes,
Mr. Speaker, the minister is not available immediately, so if we can have the deputy lay the paper for the minister.
For the Deputy Minister to lay or present the papers instead of the minister.
We don't have any difficulty in that.
Yes, Deputy Minister, you may do so for and on behalf of the minister.
Amendment for the extension of the terms of the West Cape 3-point agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, Talu Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment and Petrusa Ghana Limited. Amendment for the extension of the terms of the Deepwater Tunnel Petroleum Agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC Exploration and Petroleum Limited Company, Talu Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment and Petrusa Ghana Limited.
Honourable members, the paper by the item numbered 10A, 1 and 2 at page 5 of today's order paper have all been duly presented and referred to the Committee on Energy for consideration and report. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'll turn to page 6 of the order paper. The chairman for the committee in charge of energy is here to lay 3 reports. So we'll take item B, III, IV, and V. The chairman is here to lay the report.
So starting from item number B.
He's laying B, III, IV, and V. Report, energy. They are laying the reports. B, III, IV, and V.
Item numbered 10B. IV, and V by the chairman of the Energy Committee. Our members, let's lay all of them together since they are by the same chairman. Yes, clerk at table.
From I. Report of the Committee on Energy on the amendment for the extension of the terms of the West Cape 3-point agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GMPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment, and Petrusa Ghana Limited. Report of the Committee on Energy on the amendments for the extension of the...
Please, Honorable Jara Champong, please, I know what you want to say. Please resume your seat. Yes, clerk at table, continue.
Report of the Committee on Energy on the amendment for the extension of the terms of the Deep Water Tunnel Petroleum Agreement between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, Talo Ghana Limited, Cosmos Energy Ghana HC, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment, and Petrusa Ghana Limited. Report of the Committee on Energy on the annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana National Gas Company Limited for the year 2024. Report of the Committee on Energy on the annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company Limited for the year 2024. Report of the Committee on Energy on the annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Tema Oil Refinery for the year 2024.
Honorable members, the report numbered 10B, IV, and V at page 5 and 6 of today's order paper have all been duly presented to the House, and it is for distribution to honorable members. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we turn to item 8, today's order paper P3, for the Minister to answer the earlier question and the subsequent questions.
Honourable members, the Minister for Environment, or the Acting Minister, has been scheduled to answer designated questions, some urgent, others oral. The Minister is already seated to answer those questions. I will therefore proceed to give the floor to the member questioners to do so. The urgent question is standing in the name of Honorable Shirley Che, Member of Parliament for Epima Mobiaja South. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise on Order 88.3 that in the absence of the member, that is the member who is supposed to ask a question, any other member so authorized may, with the prior permission of the Speaker, may ask the question. Mr. Speaker, I have the authority of the Honorable Shirley Che to ask the question on his behalf.
Please do.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology how the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is the CSIR, intend to scale up the marketing and distribution of its newly introduced food products and to support food security and small agro processors. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, is mandated under CSR Act 1996, Act 521 to conduct scientific research and commercialize its research outputs. In fulfillment of its mandate, CSIR has developed demand-driven technologies, innovations, products, and services that meet market needs and enhance agricultural production, agro-processing, and food preservation. These technologies and products are designed to respond to the needs of agro-processors, private businesses, consumers, and industry players. To strengthen commercialization efforts, CSIR has revamped its commercialization directorate to actively drive the market uptake of research outputs on a full-time commercial basis. The directive focuses on 1, developing and implementing effective marketing strategies, engaging industry and private sector partners to facilitate commercialization and technology transfer, and 3, building institutional capacity in marketing, business development, and industry engagements across all 13 CSR institutes. This institutional restructuring enhances CSIR's capacity to transition innovations from laboratory development to market deployment. To address the challenge of demand exceeding supply of CSIR's commercial products, the Council actively pursues partnerships with commercial players, SMEs, and agro-processors to upscale production, strengthen distribution channels, expand market access, and integrate key value chain actors, including farmers, processors, and marketers. Beyond direct commercialization, CSIR Institute enter into MOUs with private farms and industry players to scale agricultural production and embed research outputs into commercial operations. In addition, CSIR delivers capacity building and training programs for small-scale processors in research-based processing, post-harvest handling and food safety standards, product development and packaging, technical guidance on scaling up production for sustainable enterprise growth and job creation. Currently, the Council is expanding the partnership with private sector actors to support off-taking arrangements and the scaling up of research outputs. CSR also organizes platforms such as food fair and participates in exhibitions, open days, and related events to showcase technologies and products to prospective investors, agro-processors, entrepreneurs, and policymakers. These initiatives enhance visibility, stimulate investment, create business linkages, and strengthen agro-processing value chains, thereby contributing to national food and nutritional security. I thank you.
Any supplementary question? Honourable Member.
Let me thank the Honourable Minister for his answer. Right Honourable Speaker, I would want to ask that what are some of the specific products that you target to scale up? Some specific products that you target to scale up?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. As I stated, the CSR has really created the commercialization department, and the focus is to drive the market on a full-time basis to meet demand of the market. They are engaging in the private sector as well. Examples of products like Prekese syrup and what they call Ogaek, for example, on Pro Gary, are all products that have been promoted and have been commercialized. I thank you.
Any further supplementary? Honourable members, that brings us to the end of urgent question. We then come to oral questions number 501, standing in the name of Frank Anodombre, Member of Parliament for Nsaum at Rogiri. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order
Please
8.
go ahead and ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology the extent of enforcement and adherence to the bilateral agreement between Ghana and Singapore pursuant to Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, and what benefit we can boast of today since it's becoming into force. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Ghana-Singapore bilateral agreement was signed in May 2024 and offers exciting opportunities for Ghana and the many benefits Ghana can enjoy from this partnership. Since the implementation of the Ghana-Singapore agreement started, the following have been achieved. 139 project ideas have been submitted to the Ministry, including renewable energy, solar PV, biodiesel, clean cooking technologies, e-vehicles, charging stations, afforestation, mangrove restoration, water treatment have all been submitted. Through a joint committee has been established to review and issue 24 no objection approvals from both governments. There are 4 projects on water treatment and improved cook stoves have reached a decision point on government authorization. The projects are expected to provide access to clean water and improve the cooking experience in rural Ghana, while also attracting capital investment, generating carbon revenue for project owners and government fees. For the remaining 20 projects, the developers have submitted their concept notes and is currently under review. I thank you.
Yes, any supplementary question?
No supplementary question.
Thank you very much. We then move to question numbered 502, also standing in the name of Honorable Frank Anodompre. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology how many Ghanaians the Environment Protection Agency, EPA, had employed in the past 3 months, the categories of officers employed, and if financial clearance...
Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Since November 2025, the EPA has recruited 392 contract staff, made up of technical staff 295 and administrative staff 97, to support immediate operational needs. The authority has received clearance from the Ministry of Finance to recruit 500 permanent staff to enable the regularization of the contract personnel. I thank you.
Yes, any supplementary? Honorable member, I stated always that when a member exhausts or says, I do not have a supplementary question, before another member can have the opportunity. Yes, any supplementary?
Mr. Speaker, I don't have any supplementary question.
Very well. Yes, Honorable Jerry Shaib.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Minister in his response indicated that the first batch, which is about 350-something, are contract staff. Does that mean that they did not have clearance before they were recruited?
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker, in response to the increased scope of work and persistent environmental degradation and the need to expand EP operations to the district and municipal levels, particularly through increased field staffing, indeed, those actions were taken and contract staff were employed. Coincidentally, I'm very happy to report that we have received clearance from the ministry to basically regularize those contract staff. I thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Speaker, I don't think the Minister got my question, but I don't want to belabor the point. It's fine. Because I don't want to ask any further questions. I don't want to ask any further questions.
Honourable members, let's move to question numbered 282, standing in the name of Azekiel Opoku, Member of Parliament for Ofinsu South.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker.
Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology the measures the ministry is taking to ensure that important research findings from the various research institutions do not go to waste. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. The Ministry has taken deliberate steps to ensure that critical research outputs are effectively utilized. One activity that was promoted by the immediate past minister was a proposal to hold a biannual Environment, Science and Technology BEST Forum to connect research to industry and promote technology transfer and diffusion. The first BEST Forum was held at the La Palm Beach Hotel during the last quarter of 2025. Beyond this, the ministry is reinforcing its coordination role by mobilizing funding for applied research, supporting development and technology transfer activities, and formulating policies that incentivize private sector participation. Significantly, the ministry is also prioritizing the mobilization of domestic and development partners funding for research aligned with national priorities, knowing that over-reliance on donor funding often shifts research focus toward donor interest rather than the Ghanaian interest. So, Speaker, the ministry is also steadfastly bridging the gap between research from Ghana's research institutions and transformative national applications, ensuring no innovation goes to waste in our collective march toward prosperity. Through the Ghana Research and Industry Collaborative Grade, we bring together research, academia, industry, government, and global partners in building research databases, reformatting projects for market readiness, and forging commercialization pathways via annual stakeholder fora that unite partnership for economic leapfrogging. I thank you.
Any supplementary?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister whether he would consider bringing the important stakeholders together, the research institutions and the entrepreneurs, for a common workshop or exhibition, for them to see if...
Yes, Honourable Member, you can suggest that to the Minister. Minister, can you resume your seat? You can make that suggestion to the Minister. Do you have any further supplementary question?
No, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much. We then move to question numbered 334, standing in the name of Honourable Gloria Owusu, Honourable Member for Trobu.
Hey.
You have the floor.
Speaker, I have another question. There are two questions.
Well, let's do 283.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
283. Also standing in the name of Asiki Awopoku.
Yes, sir. Speaker, again, I want to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology the measures the ministry is implementing to protect the coastal and marine environment from plastic pollution.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. The Minister, together with the EPA, is implementing an integrated approach of policy, regulatory, and investment-driven interventions to protect Ghana's coastal and marine environment from plastic pollution, while also regulating plastic production and promoting sustainable alternatives. The implementation of the National Plastic Management Policy is ensuring the enforcement of environmental standards governing plastic production, importation, use, and disposal. In aligning with global and regional policies for the management of plastics, the Ministry and EPA is enacting the Extended Producer Responsibility EPR legislation to ensure that producers and importers finance the collection, recovery, and environmentally sound management of plastic waste. Investment and programs such as the World Bank-funded WACA program, which is supporting coastal resilience, marine pollution control, and improved solid waste management in coastal municipalities. 2, the Pro-Blue Trust Fund component of WACA is specifically supporting marine litter and plastic pollution reduction, policy reform, institutional strengthening, and circular economy solutions linked to ocean health.
Yes, Honourable Minister, that's the answer. Any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I want to ask the Minister if there is any system in place to measure the success of the implementation strategies.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Honourable Speaker, as part of the measures that are described, there are clear measures embedded in these measures to make sure that we can measure the progress we are making and whether or not we are being successful and the drawbacks. And so these are part of the WACA project. There are measurements being done to ensure that we are actually making progress. I thank you.
Any other question?
No, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Please, let's move now to question number 334. Honourable Gloria Usu.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 88.3. I have the authority by the Honourable Member.
Please do.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology the timelines and expected amendments in the review of the Biosafety Act 2021 in 2025 and how the review will incorporate new global biosecurity standards. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The National Biosafety Authority's current focus on biosafety is necessary but not sufficient to address Ghana's biosecurity needs comprehensively. Expanding NBA's mandate to include a One Health approach, strengthening biosecurity protocols, and fostering intersectoral collaboration are essential steps to enhance national biosecurity readiness. The amendment is driven by the need to expand the scope of the National Biosafety Authority's regulation to include biosafety and biosecurity during the development, handling, and use of both non-GMO and GMO biologicals and biosimilars, to strengthen current biosafety regulation of GMOs by addressing any gaps and future-proof the legislation for emerging technologies. The key areas proposed for stakeholders for amendment of Act 831 are the following: preamble and scope. The intention is to amend the title, scope, and objectives of Act 831 to expand regulation beyond GMOs to include biosafety and biosecurity. Section 2, application of the Act. The intention is to expand the application of the Act to reflect the expanded scope above and to include containment facilities in research, diagnosis, manufacturing, healthcare, and other industrial applications of biological agents products. Biosecurity and dual-use provisions are also made to introduce standalone provisions addressing biosecurity, dual-use research, intentional misuse, unauthorized possession, theft, diversion, or release of biological agents, pathogens, toxins, and dangerous biological materials. Section 31 and 32 of the regulatory agencies focus on collaboration arrangements between the NBA and agencies with key roles in biosecurity, public health, national security to avoid conflict and duplication and facilitate emergency response. The following are the amendment process timelines. October 2025, the national stakeholder engagement on the review of Act 831 was organized. November 2025, stakeholder engagement report was completed. From February this year to March, cabinet policy memorandum is expected to be completed. between April and May 2026, key interministerial engagements organized and health and security is targeted to be completed. June 2026, submission of cabinet policy memorandum for cabinet approval is expected to be done. July to September 2026, drafting of revised legislation is expected to be completed. October to November 2026, key parliamentary committee engagements is expected to be organized. December 2026, the laying of the bill in Parliament for approval is expected. I thank you.
Any supplementary?
Mr. Speaker, no. Thank you.
Members, let's then move to question number 335. Standing in the name of LV Sose Mensah Dapa, Ahafuano, Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise under Order 883, and I've been authorized to ask the question on behalf of the questioner.
Very well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology what mechanisms have been taken by the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, GAEC, to monitor the adoption and use of the 6,000 disease-free plantain plantlets and BSF-based technologies among farmers. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Under the stewardship of the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission's Biotechnology and Nuclear Agriculture Research Institute, we have pioneered revolutionary protocols for mass producing clean, disease-free planting materials for vital crops like pineapples, plantains, bananas, sweet potatoes, and sugarcane, decisively meeting farmers' demands to enhance food security and agricultural productivity across our nation. I'm delighted to announce that the full distribution of 6,000 Ghanaian-produced plantain partners poised to scale volumes, widen market access, and deliver the full benefits of biotechnology to our cherished farmers. The Speaker, on the BSF-based technologies, I'm delighted to notify this House that Ghana has taken the leadership in Black Star Soldier Fly technology. This is exemplified by the cutting-edge commercial waste processing in the Black Fly Soldier Fly production facility at Kofi Saa in Sawom Adioji municipality. This facility was built by the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture with NORA funding and is being used to transform municipal and food industry waste into BSF lava for premium animal feed and nutrient-packed freeze fertilizer for crop production. This technology has now reached farmers nationwide, including sensitization of farmers and agric officers in the greater Ahafuano and other parts of the country. Through robust demonstration programs at GAEC and Kofi Saa facilities, over 300 farmers and agribusiness leaders have been trained and empowered to adopt BSF-based technology for sustainable food production and waste management. I thank you.
Member, any supplementary question?
No, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, this brings us to the end of all the questions slated for the Minister responsible for environment. On your behalf, I thank the Minister for attending upon the House and responding to the questions accordingly. The Minister is hereby discharged. Minister, thank you. All members, by the question slated, the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Act is also here to respond to some of the questions slated for today. I will ask her to take the designated seat. I call on Honorable Reverend John Timfojo, Member of Parliament for Asin South, to pose the first question for the day for the Minister responsible for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise on Order 88.3, and I have the permission of the member to ask the question.
Honorable Shelley, this one I know you don't have the authority.
I don't. I do.
So if you have the authority, you go ahead and ask the question. Because if you have given an authority to somebody to ask the question on your behalf,
I was in a
and soon
committee,
thereafter you walk in, I
was
wonder
in a
if that
meeting.
person also have your authority.
and I rushed back.
Please ask.
I rise to ask the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts the measures the ministry is implementing to prevent the desecration of the Independence Arch, Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, and other sacred national monuments by same-sex couples and LGBTQ+ activists.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the ministry recognizes the symbolic importance of the Independence Arch, Independence Square, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and other national monuments as focal points for national remembrance and civic celebrations. The ministry's response to the question is guided by the need to preserve the dignity and security of national monuments, rule of law, and existing statutory controls over public gatherings, and the ministry's duty to collaborate with the Ministry of National Security, the police, and the MMDAs and MDAs responsible for public order and safety. Following the incident in question, the ministry has taken the following measures: apply well-defined criteria to assess all requests for use of national monuments under our control. Applicants must present full event details, security plans, and crowd management strategies. Any proposal that does not meet cultural, security, or public order requirements will be rejected. Enforce existing rules for public gatherings in conformity with statutory instruments, including for special events and routes. The ministry will ensure that these statutory procedures are strictly applied for any event at all the institutions, facilities, or other national monuments under its control. Mr. Speaker, the management of the Independence Square and the Independence Arch is under the control of the presidential household at the Office of the President. It is gratifying to note that the national security has instituted and heightened surveillance and protection arrangements around the Independence Arch, the Independence Square, and other national installations to ensure they are not used by any individual or group whose activities may contravene the laws of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, with strengthened security collaborations, robust permit controls, and firm enforcement mechanisms, the ministry will continue to protect all national monuments under its control from any form of desecration or unauthorized use. I thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
No supplementary question. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Habib.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the minister aware that Mr. Speaker, in her answer, the minister's answer, she said, because if you look at the question itself, the question says that to prevent the discretion of Independence Act, the
question make reference to an incident.
Mr. Speaker,
and the minister in the answer said, following that incident, these measures being complained upon. I do not know how I'm going to describe your question. So the question is completely overruled.
Mr. Speaker, I take your guidance, but safe that the question concluded.
Question is overruled.
So, Mr. Speaker, can I rephrase my question in another way?
Please do.
Whether the minister is aware that other monuments under your ministry, same-sex activities do happen there? And what will you do to prevent
Please file a fresh question and the minister will come here and provide the answer. Yes, Honorable Jerry Ahmed.
Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity. Speaker, is the minister aware and is she giving us assurance that this incident that took place, first of all, does she know that the incident that took place, the couple that came to desecrate the Independence Square, that they were found kissing, and at the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, they come from South Africa, and when they were asked, they said they had clearance.
Honorable Jerry Ahmed, you could file a fresh question to ask the minister the country that the people involved in the allegation are coming from.
I'm not asking
and
you.
the minister will come and provide the answer for you.
Speaker, I actually spoke as a matter of fact.
Question overruled. Honourable members, let's move to yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the broader issue, and that flows from the question and the answer given by the Honorable Minister about LGBTQ plus in the tourism industry, within the tourism industry. What are the concrete steps the Honorable Minister is taking to deal with issues of LGBTQ?
Answer. I think the member have not listened to the minister or read the answer as captured by the other paper. Honourable members, let's move to question numbered 544, standing in the name of Lawrence Ajinsam, Himan Lower Danchra constituency.
Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 88.3 with permission and authorization from the Member of Parliament.
Please do.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts the plans of the Ministry to expand to the indigenes in Kakum National Park Enclave who have been marginalized from employment opportunities in the constituency.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the establishment of Kakum National Park has created direct and indirect job opportunities for the youth in the area. This is because apart from some of the youth being employed at the park, its presence has led to the springing up of hotels, guest houses, eateries, and restaurants and other social service facilities that provide livelihoods for a number of youth. As a sector, we are also putting plans in place to implement a community-based ecotourism service providers. Nevertheless, it must be mentioned that the Kakum National Park is under the management of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Thank you.
Yes, any supplementary question? Yes, Honourable Patrick Yaboma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to find out from the Honourable Minister the cost implications of this community-based ecotourism and skills development program.
Please file a fresh question. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the minister, because if you look at the end of her answer on page 53, she said it must be mentioned that the Kakum National Park is under the management of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. I want to find out from you the answer that is provided to this question. Is it provided from the tourism or the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources? If you said it's not under you.
Yes, Minister.
from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Thank you.
Members, we now move to question number 577, standing in the name of Charles Forson, Member of Parliament for Tema Central.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 88.3. I have the permission.
Member, please. The order 88.3 that you have mentioned doesn't give you automatic leave or authority to ask the question. So,
Mr. Speaker,
please.
and I have the authority.
Yes, you are now speaking.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Tourism, Culture and then Creative Art how the ministry plans to implement the Black Star experience in 2025 and what institutional partnerships and private sector collaborations are being established to ensure its success as a diaspora tourism brand.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the aim of the Black Star experience is to harness the country's rich cultural heritage, natural beauty, and our dynamic creative sector. Our flagship initiative, the Black Star Experience, aims to establish Ghana as a gateway to Africa for the global diaspora, featuring thoughtfully curated cultural, historic, and creative arts experiences in collaborations with the private sector, diplomatic missions, ministries, departments, and agencies. Mr. Speaker, the Black Star Experience is not an event. It is a national initiative to rebrand Ghana as Africa's premier destination for Pan-Africanism and cultural immersion. In 2026, the ministry, through its agencies, is working closely with the Black Star Experience Secretariat, key private sector stakeholders in the hospitality, culture, and creative arts space to promote Ghana. The initiative focuses on curated heritage tours, festivals, investment forums, and creative arts as platforms that strengthens diaspora connections. The ministry is also engaging strategic partners such as the Diaspora Affairs Office, and international diaspora organizations to promote Ghana as a preferred destination for heritage, culture, and investment. The ministry is also engaged with creatives in the international space to organize major international musical shows and fashion shows, among others. Mr. Speaker, the month of March is a heritage month. The 14th of March is Ghana Culture Day. This month lends itself for the celebration of the Black Star Experience.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to know how much they spend on 2025 Black Star Experience.
Please file a fresh question. Yes, Honorable Shelley.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the Minister, what is the difference between the Black Star Experience and the Year of Return?
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, my understanding of the Year of Return was an invitation to Africans in the diaspora to come back home and make Ghana their home. We all know that African Americans consider Ghana as the motherland. So that exercise was really a homecoming for all those who identify with our country. But the Black Star Experience, as I've indicated, is really about everything that we do as Africans, whether you are on the continent or in the diaspora. It is not an event, it is a lifestyle change. Thank you.
Honorable Patricia Obama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the Minister, in the spirit of forming a lean government, whether we have a Black Star Experience Secretariat and also a diaspora affairs office.
Honorable, the
What's
fact that
difference?
you premise your question in the spirit of forming a lean government.
Yeah.
Lean government has nothing to do with the question
Mr.
before
Speaker,
us.
I want
So
to know
you
the
are
collaboration
completely
between the
overruled.
Blaster
I'll
Secretariat
give the floor to
and the
Honorable
diaspora
Asafo-Adjei.
office.
Honorable Asafo-Adjei, you
Whether
have
they
the
don't
floor.
perform the same role, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Asafo-Adjei, you have the floor.
The question is to ask the plans to implement the Blaster experience in 2025. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that we are in 2026. I want to find out from the Honourable Minister if there have been some lessons that have been learned from the 2025 experience, which would be implemented in the 2026 experience.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Asking if there are any lessons learned from 2025 that will feed into 2026.
Exactly.
Was that the question?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so as I said before, because it's not an event, and it's a culmination of all the things that identifies us as Africans, I suppose that the experience we have all just had of I Show Speed coming to Ghana, the euphoria that it came with, President Mahama wearing his fugu, being addressed as blouse, and Fugu Wednesday being initiated, I think that there's a lot of lessons to be learned from what happened in 2025, which is the reason why we are positioning ourselves to take advantage of every wing that is spread so that we can fly with the celebration of the Black experience. Thank you.
Question numbered 595, standing in the name of Felix Akwete Oakley, Member of Parliament for Botiano, English, Amampro. Honorable, on one question, how many supplementary do we take? We have other businesses, and there are some of the questions that are yet to be answered. So we need to manage question time, which is ordinarily 1 hour, but we have exceeded an hour already. We have to be guided by the rules.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts the plans of the ministry to develop the Solo Monkey Forest in Botiano to expand the tourism industry for economic development and sustainable ecological management. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the ministry recognizes the Solo Monkey Forest as a potential ecotourism site with both conservation and community livelihood benefits. The Solo Monkey Forest, located at Botiano, is home to a colony of white-nosed monkeys, different species of parrots and other migratory birds, fishes in a naturally protected pond, and a host of floral species of medicinal value. It is therefore important that we develop the site to complement the needs of beach lovers who regularly visit the area for recreation. This, hopefully, would enhance the economic potential of Botiano and its environs. Mr. Speaker, I dispatched a team of experts from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts to undertake a reconnaissance visit to the site. The feedback from the visit indicates that the grove is under threat of encroachment by developers. As we speak, the 100-acre reserve has been reduced to about 50 acres, and it is still reducing. The ministry, through Ghana Tourism Authority, and collaboration with the Wildlife Division of the Forestry Commission, the local assembly, the traditional authority, will assess the site for inclusion in the community-based ecotourism development program. This initiative aims to improve visitor infrastructure, conservation, education, and local enterprise participation. The ministry will explore partnerships with the local government, the Gas South Municipal Assembly, and the traditional authorities of Botiano, and the MP for the Botiano English Amanfum constituency, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, conservation NGOs to ensure sustainable ecological management and enhance tourism value of the area. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to applaud the Member of Parliament for his passion in leading the charge to have the Solo Monkey Forest recognized as a tourist center. I thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
No supplementary questions except to thank the Honourable Minister for her excellent response. Thank you.
Honourable Members, thank you very much. This is a constituency specific. On your behalf, I thank the Minister for attending upon the House and responding to all the questions scheduled for her. Honourable Minister, thank you very much. Honourable Members, we have our last question. That is question number 649 for Minister responsible for sports and recreation, who is seated, and I'll humbly ask him to take the designated seat. Whilst I ask the questioner to pose a question for the minister's response. I call on Honorable Kofi Ako Nokwe. Ako Noko, okay. To pose the question numbered 649. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I actually meant to stand down the question because I realized that it was addressed to the wrong ministry. I tried doing that, so I rise to stand down the question, please.
You stand it down how? You want to withdraw the question?
Withdraw the question, I mean.
Very well. Leave is hereby granted. Question is accordingly withdrawn. Honorable Minister, you are hereby discharged. Thank you for attending upon the House. Yes, Honorable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, Kofi Adams, Honorable Kofi Adams cannot go like that. At least, Mr. Speaker, he must say something. Mr. Speaker, when is he briefing this House about the World Cup, the preparation
Honorable Member, you are completely out of order. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we can take two very important statements. One about our late colleague, and then the second, the Minister for Tourism will make a statement on Chocolate Day.
Honorable Members, question time is ended.
Well ready.
We now move to item numbered 7, statement. Honorable Leader, what statement do we take? According to the clerks at table, we still do not have a copy of the statement in honor of our late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central.
My humble request will be that since mine was slated for yesterday and we are ready, we can start. What's the work on this? No, it's not being captured on the console. So we can start. Speaker, so I'm in your hands. This was not in his arms.
Honourable Members, with all due respect, by the guideline, when statements are admitted, the statements are supposed to be processed by the clerk. After processing, it will end up being captured on the order paper for the day. You will realize that because the two respective statements being referred to, though admitted, were not processed to be taken. That is why it never appeared on the order paper for today. However, we are masters of our own rules. If the House is desirous, taking the tribute and a statement on the World Radio Day. Honourable members, I have no objection, and we can do that. I need to be guided as to the number of contributors that we should take in view of the fact that we have a long day, and today is a Friday.
Speaker, the sense of the House is that we take these three statements. The first will be the one in memory of our colleague, Honorable Mutala. The second will be in respect of the Chocolate Day, and the third will be the World Radio Day. But then regarding the comments, we'll take 2-2 in respect of each statement, Mr. Speaker. No, please. We'll take 2-2 plus leadership.
Yes.
So, yes. You 2-2 plus leadership.
Yes, once the House has agreed, I will then give the floor to Honorable Professor Seydou Mahama Alidu to make a statement in the form of a tribute to the late Honorable Dr. Muhammad Muntala Ibrahim. Honorable Member,
thanks so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, it is with a deep sense of sorrow that I rise to pay tribute to the late Honorable Dr. Muhammad Muntala Ibrahim, the former Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. Mr. Speaker, there are men whose lives remind us that the true measure of existence is not found in years, but in usefulness. Honorable Dr. Muhammad Muntala Ibrahim was one of those rare souls who understood that time is not to be counted, but to be consecrated. He lived not only by the ticking of the clock, but by the beating of the human heart. His legacy teaches us that life's greatest success is not how long we live, but how deeply we touch others. That the immortality of a good man lies not in monuments, but in memories. Not in wealth, but in worth. Mr. Speaker, he was born on 14th December 1974 in Tamale, a child of modest beginning, destined for an extraordinary purpose. From the dusty corridors of St. Peter's Primary and Ghana Senior High Secondary School to the noble lecture halls of the University of Ghana, his journey was one of brilliance, built on discipline and grace. Yet, beyond the pursuit of knowledge stood his anchored faith. He was a staunch Muslim, deeply rooted in the Deen, whose every decision was guided by the Quran and shaped by the humility before Allah. His life was a living reminder that intellect without faith is arrogance, and service without spirituality is emptiness. He prayed not only with his lips, but with his deeds. He led not only with vision, but with values. To know him was to see how faith and intellect, when intertwined, can produce a man who serves both God and humanity with equal devotion. Mr. Speaker, from his youthful days as General Secretary of the All African Students Union, Honorable Dr. Muhammad Muntala Ibrahim defined leadership not as a domination, but as a discipline of service. He believed that power finds its true purpose only when it uplifts others, and he lived that belief with uncommon conviction. Mr. Speaker, when the people of Nantong and later Tamale Central entrusted him with their mandate, he carried it as a title. So he carried it not as a title, but as a sacred trust. He built schools, funded scholarships, introduced free BEC classes, and launched a mobile library that brought knowledge to the forgotten. He provided clean water through over 50 mechanized boreholes, built clinics in Changle, Sakasaka, and Gombeni, and improved roads and gave the people, the youth of Kukulu School, an astroturf to dream upon. His work was not just development, it was devotion. Mr. Speaker, in Parliament, he was both a scholar and a soldier, brilliant in argument, fearless in principle, and deeply moral in persuasion. As Deputy Minister for Information and later for Trade and Industry, he brought clarity, vision, and integrity to the governance process. And as Minister for Environment, Science, Technology, and Innovation, he stood at the frontiers of Ghana's modern transformation, championing sustainability, digital advancement, and the balance between progress and planet. Mr. Speaker, then came that sacred and shattering moment when heaven, in its wisdom, proclaimed the light it had loaned to earth. The news did not come as thunder, it came as silence, a silence that screamed. The air grew heavy, time stood still, and a great stillness fell upon Ghana. The bomb mourned, and Tamale bowed his head in grief. For in that moment, we did not just lose a man, we lost a conscience, a guide, a flame that he had lit the path for so many in darkness. Mr. Speaker, as I stand here today, honored to serve where he once stood, I'm reminded that to succeed him is not to replace him. It is to continue his mission. He did not pass down a seat, he passed down a standard. His example challenges us to serve with integrity, to lead with empathy, and to govern with the heart. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Dr. Murtala Ibrahim Mohammed was not just a public servant, he was a moral statement. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him mercy and Jannatul Firdaus, and may generations yet unborn speak your name, not with sorrow, but with gratitude. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, that is the tribute in form of statement in honor of our colleague, Honorable Dr. Mohammed Muntala Ibrahim. The floor is now open for contributions on the tribute. Yes, Honorable Kofi Adams.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to make some few comments on the tribute ably read by Professor Ali Dusedu, MP for Tamale Central, in memory of late former colleague, Dr. Murtala Mohammed. As a young politician myself, we spotted Murtala as a young student leader. He caught our attention and we realized he had so much to offer this country. Speaker, we approached him, and in his days in the university, he did so much to create the necessary awareness. Then fate had it, and we all met now in Parliament. And we were on the same committee, Public Accounts Committee. And Murtala will bring every energy that is needed to the committee when even we are so tired. This is a committee that will have to review a lot of documents. And in that work, Murtala presented himself in playing that critical oversight role, that even information that may not be directly available in reports before us, he has a way of getting such information and bringing it out to help the work of the committee. In our travels to the regions, you will find us together at one point after a very tiring day, sharing jokes and talking about the future. The future, at that point, all of us didn't know that I will be standing here today talking about him, and he is no more. Speaker, he played his role in terms of representing his people. And in one area that our people have come to understand that it's become part and parcel of our responsibility, even though not clearly captured in the Constitution, about development. Honorable Dr. Murtala understood that as MP, he needed to play that role. He will go to everywhere, low and high, looking for development opportunities for his people. And that explains why within a very short time, you could see a number of development projects. And that the weekend, when the unfortunate incident happened, he was supposed to be cutting sod for a health project to commence. It tells us how dedicated he was to his duty. When it comes to lawmaking, which is another key role of Parliament, when he is on his feet contributing to the process, you think that he's actually a lawyer. He truly understood the processes. And one clear thing about Murtala, he speaks as if he's so angry and he has something against you. But immediately he makes that statement. The next moment, he has forgotten about it. That was the person that he was, that he didn't carry anger beyond the time that most persons will do. We have truly lost a comrade who calls everybody a comrade. Even our colleagues on the other side who refuse to be described as such, he will force it on them that you are comrades. Beyond the separation, beyond being in another party, that is the only day none of us for that day. And ask yourself that when you are called, what will be said of you? I pray that the Almighty Allah will forgive him for any iniquities, anything he would have done untoward, and make his resting place a calm one for him. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and the MP who took over after him for making this statement.